Welcome to episode 3 of our Cunard Queen Elizabeth cruise vlogs. This morning we've woken up in Liverpool, and as you can see from our balcony we've got a fantastic view of the city, including the famous Liver building. And to get the day off to the best start possible, we've ordered breakfast in bed.
Morning! Oh, that looks good.
Have one more?
One more?
Have food.
Thank you. Oh, look at that, Paulie.
That's all there is, yeah?
Do you want to pop it on the settee there and we can sort it all out. That's brilliant.
Okay, thank you.
That's lovely. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, we need a bigger table, Paulie. Isn't that nice?
That's for boiled eggs, did you?
I did ask for boiled
you
eggs.
did? Oh.
Yes. So, we've asked for, I can't sit down to talk, so Paulie can talk. We asked
for breakfast in bed.
Yes. And they served till, wasn't it 10:30, I think?
9:30 till 10 is the last delivery slot, but you have to put everything on a list, which you have to hang on your door handle by 1 o'clock at the latest this morning.
Yes. So we are going to tuck in. We've got croissants and boiled eggs, and we've got tea. And Paulie ordered some. Oh, look at that. Right then. Let's get stuck in.
What's yours? That's your compliment, sure.
That's mine. Looks quite sad, doesn't it? To go in my boiled eggs. Oh, happy days, isn't it?
You can have complimentary breakfast delivered to your room every day apart from disembarkation day. There is also a comprehensive room service menu which is available 24 hours a day. After enjoying our breakfast, we headed down to the promenade deck, which can be found on deck 3. It's a full wraparound promenade and 3 laps is equal to 0.9 miles. You're asked not to jog around the promenade deck between the hours of 8 at night and 8 in the morning. So if you did fancy a jog around the promenade deck, this is what it would look like. Back inside, we headed down to deck 2 to show you around the fabulous Britannia restaurant. The Britannia restaurant is spread over 2 decks, 2 and 3, and is open at these times. If you've seen our first episode in this series, you'll know that we had issues regarding our table allocation. As you'll know if you've met us, we are a very sociable couple, but sometimes we just like a quiet meal for 2. Unfortunately, the gappings between the tables makes this almost impossible. However, there are a few tables for 2 that are quite secluded, so it's worth walking around the restaurant out of hours, grab that table number and seeing if you can get that allocated.
The other thing that we love about this ship is the toilet signs. Look, everything's just very classy, isn't it? Very elegant.
Yes.
It's got a really lovely just feel to it.
It's a very new ship.
Well, 2010 it was built, wasn't it?
But they very cleverly made look quite old.
Yes.
But in a classy way.
Yes.
If you head towards the front of the ship from the restaurant, you'll come to Cafe Corinthia. This lovely little cafe bar is open from 7 AM until midnight. With the sound of classical music emanating from the nearby grand lobby, this is the perfect place to sit and watch the world go by. It's a great venue for a pre-dinner drink too. The next venue on deck 2 is the jewel in the Queen Elizabeth's crown, the spectacular Queen's Room. In the daytime, the Queen's Room is the venue for enrichment talks, piano concerts and dance lessons. At night, the Queen's Room turns into the hub of activity, with live music, dancing, and our favourite night of all, the big band night.
So also on deck 2 you'll find a casino. We're in port at the moment, so it's closed. But as you can see, it's not huge, but it's got some machines and some tables. You got your roulette, blackjack. Yeah, there's 2 roulette tables and 3 blackjack. Yeah, you got the old-fashioned pulley down handles. Out of service, isn't he?
One-armed bandit.
Oh, because casino closed, look. But yeah, proper one-armed bandits. And just by the casino is this lovely staircase, look, with a big clock. It's really old school, isn't it, Paul? You can imagine people coming down these stairs and all their finery. Well, we seen it the other day. Right, so we've started doing a bit of our ship tour and we've stopped at the pub. We've done half a deck too. But I want to show you the menu. So the drinks menu is different from other places. So here's the Golden Lion menu. Excuse the shadow, but can't do much about that. But they've got a few more selection of beers and stuff, but they've also got Bloody Marys that have just come at the right time. So I've got the classic Bloody Mary, but there's actually 6 different Bloody Marys. Some with whiskey and some with gin.
Red snapper, thank you.
Steve's got the red snapper Bloody Mary. And there's also one with sake, which I've never seen before. And Paul's gone for his.
You are ready for your food, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you. Paul's gone for his apple juice.
Apple juice. Because I don't have to rely on alcohol to have a good time, so I'm just having some apple juice.
So, and also they do a food menu for lunch, which I'll show you here. Which we've just had our breakfast in bed, as you'll have seen. So, we're not going to eat now, but we may. Anyway, everyone, day 3. Cheers.
Cheers. Chin chin. After enjoying a few refreshments in the pub, we headed back to the Britannia restaurant for afternoon tea.
Lovely, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, afternoon tea. We've arrived in the Britannia restaurant to have afternoon tea, and we were hoping that it would be a posh affair and come out on all the little, what do you call them? You know, afternoon tea stands. But let's just come like that.
Yeah, I mean, we could have gone to the buffet and got one ourselves, shouldn't we?
So I've seen people have posh afternoon tea. Maybe we've made a mistake and need to go somewhere else, Paulie, and get afternoon tea. I'm not saying that it's not. We haven't tasted it. It looks lovely. I'm not moaning and being ungrateful, but I thought Cunard with the white silver service and the tea stand tea stand.
That's not even copper service, is it? I know silver.
But anyway, we'll enjoy it nonetheless. So, we've just had our afternoon tea, and I must say it was delicious, wasn't it, Paulie?
Yes, it was.
But here's the thing, look how big this restaurant is. Look at all the empty tables. And they sit everyone together. How mad is that? Social distancing in the men's toilet, you can't.
You can't have a pea stood next to a man in the toilet.
No.
But you can eat with strangers within 8 inches. Go figure.
Go figure. But the afternoon tea was lovely, wasn't it?
Delicious. Very tasty. Still disappointed we didn't get it on a
stand. But our sweet cravings have been satisfied.
They have. After afternoon tea, we headed back to our cabin to enjoy the sail away. Our sail away enjoyment was further enhanced by the complimentary bottle of bubbles, which we believe Cunard provides for every passenger. Once we were safely out into the Irish Sea, the pilot boat waved us on our way. While enjoying the sail away, we could hear music coming from the Lido deck, so we headed up there to investigate. The music we could hear from our balcony turned out to be a set by DJ Chris and saxophonist Artem. It was a tad chilly on the Lido deck, but luckily Cunard provide you with some snuggly blankets to keep you warm. Before we knew it, it was time for dinner, and we headed off for our third visit of the day to the Britannia restaurant.
So starters have arrived. We've got salt beef and horseradish hash. I'm going to cut into my, and it's got a very surprise in there, hasn't it, Paulie? Oh my god, look at that. Oh, Cooper. So look at this, I've got lemon sole. How amazing presentation is that? And Paulie has got, what is it, Paul?
It's feta, spinach, and something out, and mushroom strudel with a red curry sauce.
So, another fabulous dinner in the Britannia, isn't it, Paulie?
I was going to say that's easy for you to say, but it wasn't, was it?
No.
Another fabulous meal in the Britannia with our excellent waiter Dave.
Yes, food was exceptional again. Stuffed to the gunnels now, so I'm going to go for a walk around the promenade deck where Paul has pudding. I can't eat no more. So the sun's about to set, and you know what, I like a sunset. So enjoy your pudding.
I will indeed. Well, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it, but I'll try my best.
After a lovely walk around the promenade deck, I headed towards the front of the ship and the sports deck. Here you will find croquet lawns and a paddle tennis court, something we've never seen at sea before. It also gives you lovely views over the bow of the ship. After a lovely sunset walk around the ship, I headed to the garden lounge to meet up with Paul and our friends. Here we tell you all about our fabulous third night on the Queen Elizabeth. Right then, we want to talk to you about the entertainment that we experienced last night and forgot to tell you about before we went to bed. Because we had a fabulous night, didn't we, Paul?
We did.
After dinner, we decided to go to the garden lounge, which is a lovely lounge, isn't it? Right by the pavilion pool, with a huge glass roof, and in there was Dixieland band playing, well, Dixie music. Do you call it that, Ronnie?
It's like Dixieland jazz. Just to go back a little bit, virtually all the groups and bands on the ship sort of splinter off or join together to make other bands. And the Dixieland jazz band that was on last night was sort of 6 or 7 members of the big band from the night before.
You're right. The musicians on the ship, we did speak to one of the guys last night, and did he say there was like 4? I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot, because the reason we don't want to talk about entertainment is because there's so much. It's hard to pick what to go to, isn't it? So last night we did the Dixie, which we enjoyed, didn't we? But we thought we could only stay here for half an hour because we wanted to go and see the Amethyst duo that was in the Yacht Club, which is another beautiful venue with a fantastic chandelier that changes colour. And we stayed there for about half an hour. But then what we wanted to see was...
And the Amethyst duo are 2 members of the 5-piece band Alchemy that we saw the first night. So that's another splinter off.
Yeah. But we wanted to go to the pub quiz because we haven't done many quizzes, and it sounded like a bit of fun, didn't it?
And it was a music quiz, which is my favourite.
Yes. Anyway, we got to the pub was packed, couldn't get a seat, so quiz was denied. So we walked literally on deck 3, you walk to the next place, and it's the Queen's room, which I think is my favourite room on the ship. It's this beautiful ballroom, and in there was another part of the orchestra singing with there's 2 young singers on here called Jack and Esther, and they're fantastic, aren't they, Paul?
Really good.
And then so we found a table that was literally if you're looking at the band, it was literally to the right of the band, right close to them, wasn't it? About, I don't know, 2 meters away from them.
Yeah.
And they play all tunes that people can dance to. So they'll say, this is a...
But more dance as in...
jive.
Foxtrot jive.
Yeah, because the
step.
dance floor just gets packed. We've loved watching people dance. In fact, we got up last night, didn't we? I said, we've got to get up and I wanted to dance on the Queen's room ballroom floor because it's just so spectacular,
And funny
isn't it?
enough, that's where we nearly ended up, because the trouble is, I'll tell you something, them dancers, man, they don't take no prisoners.
No.
We're like tuning along doing our 1, 2, 3 together, and they're like, it was like being on the M25, wasn't it?
Well, we've been practicing a waltz in our kitchen, and our kitchen is very small. We need to practice somewhere bigger because you have to move around the dance floor with them, because otherwise you get run over.
Yeah,
like
and there's like a flow of traffic, and we weren't getting out. I nearly got smacked in the side of the head by a leading arm, and
But
it was very entertaining.
It
I'm
was,
sure,
and
but-
we didn't disgrace ourselves, did we? But I think we definitely need more practice.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
But that made my night. I loved that. It was just that was special. But the music they played,
What's great about it is they say, right, we're going to do a foxtrot now,
yeah,
but they'll do a tune, either an instrumental or a song, and it'll be a modern song that they've turned to whatever beat that needs to be for a foxtrot or a quick step or a rumba, etc., etc. So you know all the songs.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And plus, you can beat a bit of brass, and there's loads of banter going on with the band as well, that's why it was where we sat was great, because you could
see it.
You could see it all, and you had a perfect view of the dance floor. You had a perfect view of the orchestra.
My highlight was the trombone. He did the Macarena, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely, it was brilliant.
Yeah, they did an arrangement of the Macarena.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what style of dance it was, but it
was a quick step, I think.
It was hilarious, but not as in like it was just. Much fun.
and the trombone player was not far from us. Was just, you can see, because it was just really hard when he was at, but we did have a laugh with him and had a chat with him afterwards. So it was brilliant. So our message to you basically is, if you're coming on Cunard, make sure you get to that Queen. Make sure you see the orchestra. She might think, oh my God, it says, because it said on there ballroom and Latin dancing, and we thought, well, we could do a waltz, but we can't do anything else. But it's not that. It's much more, isn't it? It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
And do you know what constitutes a big band? How many members?
10.
10 members.
Yes,
10
we've learned
10 or more. So last night it wasn't a big band, because I think there was only about 8 or 9.
Well,
but of course, because a lot of them were in the jazz band upstairs.
Yeah,
so.
but it's just, honestly, we've been so surprised with Cunard's entertainment. If you love live music, then I think you'd love Cunard, wouldn't you?
It's one of those situations. If you can't find some entertainment on this ship, then you should just pack up cruising, really.
Another thing I want to talk about is, because people say, I'm not going on Cunard because it's too posh. It's not, is it, Paul?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to say too much about the formality of it, because I don't know how strict they're being on here, because it's a 4-day cruise, and cruising is just sort of easing back in. I don't feel, now I might be totally wrong, but I don't feel that they're sort of imposing much of the regulations upon you. You know, we've seen people wearing shorts into like breakfast and stuff like that, but if you read the programme, it says like that you shouldn't be wearing shorts, but they certainly don't seem to be clamping down on stuff. So I don't want to say, oh, you can come on here and wear a pair of pajamas around the ship, because when things gets back to normal, that might not be the case.
But what I'm trying to say is, on an evening, it does say men have to wear a collar. So Paul's been wearing a polo shirt or a shirt, but jackets are not essential. It says in the programme for this cruise. Obviously, the black and white night, it was an expectation that everyone would get dressed up, and it was beautiful, wasn't it? Everyone was dressed up, and that was great. So there will be a formal night, but what my message is that I'm trying to say is, in the day, I've got my jeans on, just a top and a cardigan. Paul's got his just trousers and a t-shirt. Yesterday you had your shorts on all day in the day. So, but come 6 o'clock, ladies, you just wear a smart pair of trousers, my little, flowery tops, or a dress if you wanted to. And men, you're comfortable, aren't you? You don't feel like you're in your penguin suit all the time.
Yeah, you don't have to have a dinner suit.
Which I think is a lot of people's
concerns.
Yeah, about Cunard. It's a fun ship, isn't it?
It is a fun ship.
It is a fun ship. We had that blip on day one, which we thought, oh my God, if this is what Cunard's like, but that has gone now, forgotten, and we are having an amazing time. In fact, we've just got up, it's day 4, and we don't want to get off, do we?
No.
I know, because we came in last night, and this was our...
come into these stupid things.
Yeah.
Join us in episode 4 to find out what we got up to on our last day on this beautiful ship. For more Cunard content, watch one of these videos next.